Fresh from the showcase here at SwissWatchExpo, today we have another limited edition Omega watch. This one, the first one I believe I have ever seen from the 2012 Olympic Games. So let's get into it. Well, it's been about 10 years since the 2012 London Games. Almost completely forgotten about that particular Olympiad that we all lived through. But you know who hasn't is Omega, because as you know, they are the official timekeeping sponsor of the Olympic Games. So every Games, they have at least one really cool watch that they introduced to commemorate it. This one here is for the 2012 London Games. Has some really fascinating features. Most of all, the most important or obvious thing about it is that this is an Aqua Terra, which is pretty unusual for Olympic Games watches. I believe this is one of, if not the first, Aqua Terra they made for the Olympics. As you can imagine, being a sporting event, and of course all the Olympic watches are chronographs. The bulk of, and almost I believe all of the Olympic edition Omegas leading up to this point were Speedmasters, of course. I mean, this is their flagship chronograph line. There's always going to be a Speedmaster released for every Olympic Games until God forbid this partnership were to ever end. Let's hope it does not though, because this is a really unique Aqua Terra. And of course, the fact that it is an Aqua Terra makes it such an incredibly unique Olympic watch in the first place. Now, this is not something that would be apparently obvious that this is an Olympic watch. That goes for almost all of them. There are a very few select models that incorporate the actual Olympic rings into the design so that it's immediately obvious that you're looking at an Olympic watch. This is not the case. This definitely is going to look like a fairly traditional Aqua Terra at first glance. So many things you will recognize from it, of course. The pinstriping or the teak wood pattern dial here, which is definitely which is certainly an Aqua Terra trademark from this generation. We're going to have a high polished bezel here, really smooth, really clean lines. Even though this is a 44 millimeter case, it is pretty hefty, but this is a very clean, dressy sporting chronograph compared to something like you would get from a Speedmaster or a Planet Ocean even. This is definitely in keeping with the Aqua Terra line. So even though this is an Olympic watch, this is definitely more so an Aqua Terra, especially if you're looking at it. Now, one thing that is going to set it apart, I think, and is my favorite feature of this watch, is an all brushed bracelet. And I believe all of the Aqua Terras from this generation with this particular bracelet design would have come with a high polished center link. And I know that's a little controversial to some people. That does make the finish a little more fragile. It does show scratches a little bit more than something with an all brushed finish does. So I really do love, one, it does make it a little bit sportier than a traditional Aqua Terra. I think it being an Olympic watch definitely makes sense. And I do think it goes great with this case and bracelet. It doesn't really clash with the high polished edges or with the high polished bezel on the case here. So I actually love the all brush finish, if I dare say so. I wish Omega had incorporated this into more Aqua Terras, but you know what? It's just a reason for us to love this watch that much more. I do love you got your subdials here at 3, 6, and 9. That happens to be my preferred layout for chronographs, but of course, the Valjoux fans out there might feel otherwise. I do love that they fit the date window here between 4 and 5. This is a great watch for basically anything that you could want. You know, it tells the time great. It's anti-magnetic. It is a chronograph as you would expect for any kind of sporting watch to be. And of course, we do have the date here too. So they're able to fit everything in here really cleanly. It's what you would expect and love from an Aqua Terra, and the 44 millimeter case gives them a lot of room to do that. In the back, we do not have an exhibition case back like you would expect a lot of Aqua Terras from this generation to have, but because this is a limited edition watch, this is where we do have the official logo for the 2012 Games, and this is where you will find your 5 Olympic rings here on the back. So this is definitely an Olympiad watch, as I've been saying. If you didn't believe me, please do now. So solid case back, really great design. This is a pretty great Olympic logo as far as they all go. Some of the older ones were a little bit boring. I do love the font they use for this. So while a lot of people might prefer an exhibition case back with their limited edition watch, I do really love this logo. And whether or not you're a fan of the Olympics, whether you collect the specific Olympic models, or maybe this is just an Aqua Terra that you've been meaning to buy because maybe the high polished bracelet has been something that's been turning you off some other references that are available in this line. This is an incredible watch, incredibly versatile, which is the one thing I love about the Aqua Terra line, really more than anything else. There's really few more versatile type of watches that you can wear. Certainly chronographs that are 44 millimeters in diameter. So check this one out. Give us a call. Limited edition Omegas are something that you are always going to find in stock. So if you're an Omega collector who just stumbled across this video or this channel, I have no idea where have you been, but welcome. Like and subscribe to this channel. And if you haven't done so yet, please give us a call and check out our new arrivals at SwissWatchExpo.com.